There are healthy ways to deal with it, and there are unhealthy ways to deal with this. So I'm going to share with you a few tips, or if you like, perspectives that will give you some ideas how to deal with this type of situation in a way that is healthy for the client, healthy for your business, and healthy for you as a woman who is here to make limitless income and limitless impact. Okay. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on whenever you're listening to this. Of course, Lenka Lutonska here, author of Energetic Selling and Marketing, and very sweaty Lenka, because guess what? We've got a heat wave here in UK, and we don't tend to do air conditioning here. So this is what happens when we got a warm or hot day. But I wanted to hop on this quick live to share with you a little bit of coaching, I would say, around what to do when the client turns against you. Because if you are working with people and you facilitate transformations, it's bound to happen at some point, right? And this experience can be heartbreaking. I do know that one client in one of my programs, she shared that she launched some type of program, and a few clients inside of that program really turned against her, as in expressed dissatisfaction around the program, etc., etc. And this has set her back for 2 blinking years. Now that's I think, way too big price to pay when a client is dissatisfied. And it can happen. And of course, it can have various degrees of uncomfortableness, so to speak. You may have a client who full on starts to project onto you and may really even dislike you at some point of your coaching or other relationship, service that you provide, or simply will say something that will show you that they may ask for a refund, or they may want to back out of the contract, etc., etc. All of this, it's not being spoken about a lot in the coaching industry openly, but it's a reality of the service that we provide. It can happen. And there are healthy ways to deal with it, and there are unhealthy ways to deal with this. So I'm going to share with you a few tips, or if you like, perspectives that will give you some ideas how to deal with this type of situation in a way that is healthy for the client, healthy for your business, and healthy for you as a woman who is here to make limitless income and limitless impact. Okay, so again, thank you for everyone who is joining me live. I don't go very often on Instagram, and I'm live in 2 places at the same time. So if you see my eyes going up and down, that is why. So what are these perspectives? Now, by the way, before we go into sharing those tips and perspectives on these situations or what to do, I would like to make a point about the perspectives as such. Ways we're looking at things, right? All perspectives are valid. All how we look at the things, everything is valid. It's our human experience. It's just that some perspectives really serve us, and some don't, and we may be really stuck in those perspectives, not even knowing, and then wondering why the heck are things going wrong. So all I'm going to do here, and what's my general job and passion, is to challenge those perspectives that are not serving us, that are not allowing you to truly become that abundant as fuck coach or change maker and make massive amount of impact and money and experience the freedom you want, etc., etc. Okay, so these may challenge your current perspectives, and it's okay. It's not to say that your perspectives are not valid. So tip number 1, what to do when the client turns against you, so to speak. Well, I would start with what not to do, or what is not healthy way to deal with this, because I see this quite often, and that is something along the lines, bye Felicia, you don't like me, your business, your stuff, bye-bye. Or getting, upset like they're crap or whatever, it's nothing to do with me, and it's, it's their business. Now, this is valid human response, but is this the healthiest way to look at the situation when the client is dissatisfied and, let's say, give you negative feedback or want to back out from your coaching relationship? No. And I'll tell you why it's not healthy. We have every right to say, bye, Felicia, your business. But what we're doing there is actually we're buying into and dropping back into consciousness mentality, or sorry, the victim consciousness or victim mentality. We perceive this experience as something, oh, that they're not right, it happened to me, but this is about me, I'm empowered here, so bye-bye, and I'm just focusing over here. We're actually buying into victim consciousness here because we take that client as it's something separate from us and nothing to do with us. Well, news, here are some news for you. It has got everything to do with us. No matter how much we don't like it, no matter how feel it's unjustified or unfair or hurtful, and it absolutely can be, and I myself experienced it, when it can be truly, truly hurtful, that client kind of turns against you. It has everything to do with us. From perspective of as me consciousness, when we take life as no longer the life is happening to me, which is victim consciousness, or we don't take life as it's happening only by me, right? By me consciousness, as I'm just over here, those people, those clients are over there, and I've got to battle my way through it. When we don't believe in that life even happens anymore through us, that we are somewhat separate from the higher power, God, universe, call it what you like, that we're separate, but we do know that the life is happening as me, reflecting exactly what is happening inside of me, reflecting exactly my current state of consciousness, who I am. So when something hurtful like that happens, when you get a feedback from client, or client wants to back out from the coaching or a program, or whatever it might be, instead of bye-bye, your business, it's really invitation to pause, thank, and acknowledge that, fine, I'm a co-creator in this experience. And this is a second little tip following that. This is a good thing, because this is an invitation to attend something in me that will absolutely serve me and serve the client for a higher purpose. You know, maybe you're helping clients to grow businesses like me. Maybe you are helping clients in self-love or better relationships or confidence, whatever it might be. This is an opportunity, an invitation to pause and get that gift out of this experience and help myself and help my client at the same time. Now, that's a different way to look at this not very nice situation, right? But if we open ourselves up to find the gift in this situation, even though that gift is wrapped in bloody newspapers, you know, something ugly, as it's really not nice packaging, if we open ourselves up to find that massive gift that will help both client and yourself to grow, you will find it. And here are a few things that is normally invitation to what are those gifts you could get out of this. Typically, it's invitation to, number one, let go of something. Number two, welcome something. Number three, serve clients in higher capacity. And I'll explain. So I may start giving you some solid examples. So let's say a few weeks back, I was supporting a client with similar situation like this, as in she was with a client in a coaching relationship, client paid her good money, and they had few sessions, everything was going well, and suddenly the client lets my client know that they no longer resonate with their energy, as in it's not helping them, and they would like to essentially step out of the coaching contract and get a refund. So you can imagine my clients, this really touched, you know, her heart in a not nice way. We're human, right? So that's when I helped her to support her how to deal with this type of situation. And I knew that, you know, when something like that happens, there is a big, big gift for my client and for her client, the one that wanted to back out of this coaching. So we went through, so first thing that we did, and this is, by the way, really, really good thing to do for yourself, especially if you've got lots of emotional response to this type of situation, is to offload and write down exactly how you feel about that, about the fact that client is turning against you or is dissatisfied with you or your services, exactly how you feel about it and what is going through your mind, the thought patterns that are going through your mind. It's healthy to write it down, because inside your energy, it will be like a big mush, and you may feel angry, you may be disappointed, you may feel hurt, you may feel all sorts of things. But when you actually start writing it, you slow down a little bit and you offload the exact thought patterns that are causing this hurt or whatever emotions it may be. And in there, you will be able to find that actual gift, that invitation. So you will be able to find what, in that writing, how is it that you co-created this experience? So that's what you can ask, what is it in me from what I've wrote here? How did I co-create this experience? What that client had to catch on to in order to allow me to experience this. So that is letting go of something. So it will be something along the lines, and it was this in particular client of mine. She already embodied that higher level belief in herself, but not quite. She didn't quite yet stepped into just knowing how her coaching, how her energy, even though it might be very, very different, and she's been told from childhood how different she is, and how she's sticking out, etc., etc. So even though that she is very different, that difference is actually a gift, and she's got the gifts with it that she's got to share. So that it's essentially was invitation to let go of the doubts about her gifts, and the doubts about the power of her energy and power of her coaching, and invitation to welcome that actually she is a powerful coach as it is, powerful as it is. So that was for her, and there was probably more, and there will be more for you. But this is why it's happening. This is why we've got those dissatisfied clients. Sometimes it's primarily an invitation to let go of something and to embody something, and third, to serve client in a more powerful way. So what we did with this particular client, as we were talking, and I helped her to integrate that energy, so to speak, and step into that higher value. And I can't remember what else was there. That's why I invite you to journal on it when it happens, so you can actually see what is in there and what work and what needs work. So we integrated this, and then the client went and actually responded to this situation in much more healthier way once she integrated it, not from the place of anger, not from the place of hurt, not from the place of, oh my God, okay, let me just refund her and okay, goodbye, and it's something about me. Nothing like that. That's not healthy. So instead, she simply invited the client for the next coaching call, and explained to her that even though she may not like her now, or may not resonate now, that this sometimes happens as we're going through the transformation process, that we shake, and it's not about my client being a friend to that particular person, right? So she invited essentially a client to talk about it and recognize her own gift in this situation. And I'm going to fast forward, because then my client was so grateful, and because not only client acknowledged that that's what's happening, and I'll explain that bit just a little more because it's quite important, but also just within the next week or so, the client had a massive freaking breakthrough in whatever she was coaching her. So she messaged me again, Lenka, this has happened. This is the result of me holding the boundaries and energy for client in more powerful way. You see? So that was the very much part of that client's transformation. It was very much part of the coaching process that the client had a little hiccup. started the change process. And because you know how change can be sometimes a little uncomfortable. Yes, the client, the ego mind, so to speak, may react in a way, hey, you didn't do the right decision here. Hey, this was not the right idea to start this coaching. Hey, come back. I've got to protect your current sense of self-identity, your current circumstances, current you. So that was a bad idea. So that can actually happen. So my client in that case served the client in much more powerful way from integrated state. Do you get that? Obviously, I don't see the Facebook comments here, but I will check. And that is what these situations are about. Now, important here is when we then deal with the client or respond to client that is in some shape or form, dissatisfied or want to back out or whatever it might be turning against us, then we do it, of course, from integrity, but also in a way that has got our clients' interest in the best interest in our mind and without breaking our boundaries. So I'll give you one other tiny example that from my own experience recently. So I had just really recently one wonderful woman, maybe she's here, joining my high-level mastermind. So it's a reasonable investment, like multiple 5-figure investment. And she made a deposit for it. And even before we went into the first session, this wonderful client sent me email saying basically that they also found someone else for coaching, and basically they again want to back out. And again, this can really touch something in us, right? Because I know that sometimes in the past life, if this happened to me or some years ago, I would be like, oh my God, I'm not a good coach. What happened, etc., etc. But I do know that this is, it's not that it's normal and it needs to happen with every client. We don't want to, oh, she's here. Hello, you don't mind me. I'm quite generally talking about this, hopefully. So this is not that we want to recreate this experience again and again, but this can happen with the client. If we are going to help and support client to create massive freaking transformations in any areas of life, so inevitably they will put themselves on a rapid change journey, right? So again, so because our client was essentially asking for a refund for the deposit. Okay, so again, we just hopped on a call, and that all I said is sorry. No, that's all, because we made the contract. And funny enough, and my darling, you can confirm this if you're here. Yes, that she responded. You know what? Something along the lines. I know I'm paraphrasing, but something along the lines. I wouldn't expect otherwise, really. That it's probably right. And funny enough, after that, she sent me email. One of her client asked her the same question, like, how crazy is that? Again, because this was invitation in that circle we had to hold clients in a stronger way. And with that, it comes with reinforcing rather than jeopardizing your own boundaries. Because think about this. If, let's say, I know I would do it sometimes in a past life, I could say, oh my goodness, client found somebody better and we didn't start the coaching relationship. So you know what, here's the money. Maybe they've done wrong decision. What would I do if I really did that? What would I do? Number one, I would reinforce or install in client that she shouldn't trust her own decisions, that decision to step into this coaching relationship was wrong decision, wrong idea. So I would do that. Don't trust your decisions. Number two, I would enforce or install in client that it's okay to make commitments to yourself and not follow through. That's what I would do, right? Number three, I would install or reinforce in myself that it's okay if people don't respect my boundaries. It's okay. That's what I would do if I said to client, fine, we didn't even start. Here you go. If you find someone else, here you go, we can finish now. Do you know what I mean? And these are the messages that will influence everyone involved going forward. And how would it serve my client to trust less her decisions going forward? How would it serve my client to believe and think that it's okay to make commitment to myself and not follow through? How would it serve her? It wouldn't serve her. How would it serve me that it's okay if other people do not respect our agreements or not respect my boundaries? How would it serve anyone? Of course not. That's not the path to extraordinary change or extraordinary growth, extraordinary transformation. It's not. It's not the path to embody the most powerful human being we are meant to be. So again, you know, we solved it in 10 minutes conversation. It was actually very easy, but that's because I know that if something like that happened, it doesn't have to stay in the hurt or by Felicia or anything like that. And I'm going to give you one more personal example here that was so freaking hard. And the reason why I'm going to do it is because it illustrates the power of what can happen if you allow yourself to see the situation in more healthy ways, and also to kind of let you know what else it's good to let go of when you're dealing with this type of thing. So this happened, I'm going now a couple of years ago, certainly before the lockdown, when I held a wonderful mastermind retreat in Cape Town, and the clients that went there, you know, they paid the good money, and it's like different side of the world. And we're now in the room really, you know, working a lot. And I can't remember when it was, whether it was on a day 1 or day 2, but one particular client, it was her time to really work with her, as a coach will work with her, as well as the group. And it was at the end of the day. And this client is naturally cheerful person, really wonderful, wonderful woman. And before that, before that happened, before this, what was about to happen, I recall it still happened just a few days before, when I literally battled with the idea that, wow, this thing of not being liked by our clients is actually hard, and I'm aware I need to let go of it. Because I will tell you, naturally, I was born, if you like, or formed, or however you like, with the belief that I'm not good enough and a people pleaser. And over time, of course, I had to work on embodying my own value more and more, and actually stop searching for approval externally. But this thing, not being liked by clients especially, it kind of haunted me, as in, it's the most horrible thing when you put your heart and soul into this relationship with clients, and they like you now, and they may actually turn against you or something like that. It was haunting me. So I remember having this thought that, bloody hell, I do know that I need to completely let go of it, because when I don't, I cannot be the most powerful coach for my clients, etc., etc. Now, back to that situation in the mastermind room. So it was her time to have a hot seat, if you like. And suddenly what came up was almost like completely different person. And it was a verbal onslaught that lasted about 15-20 minutes, where she shared how disappointed she is with this mastermind experience, with literally every single person in the mastermind room. How if she could already go away, as find a flight, she would be already gone, but she couldn't find a flight. And it was, oh my God, I tell you what, I don't know how many women we were in that room, but every button or energetic button that was supposed to be pressed in that room was pressed. And you can imagine inside, the human of me was dying, because I felt assaulted. Of course, it was very unfair. And I thought, bloody hell, this can be end of my coaching career, so to speak. And I was dying inside, but I knew, so as she was speaking, I knew this is also that gift. This is also an invitation to let go of something and welcome something and hold client in a more powerful way. Those 3 things we're talking about here, right? So as she offloaded, I knew And beauty of it was we were literally stuck in that room, nowhere to go. I knew, what am I going to do here? Am I going to let go of my, let down my client and let down myself? Or are we going to resolve this and I'll do these three things? And I knew it's happening because it was happening because of that, invitation to let go of that need being liked. Let me tell you, in that 15, 20 minutes she was talking, there couldn't be any more example of that, like I'm not liked. I'm really, really not liked by my client. It was quite horrible. So anyway, so after that, I started to coach her delicately and, slowly, but essentially we went through a coaching intervention. And let me tell you, it was maybe another half an hour, 45 minutes. I can't remember exactly, but that was hands down the most powerful coaching intervention of my freaking life. And the most powerful, what I call the parts integration, or if the energetic integration that I've witnessed in my whole life. Because in that short time, that woman let go of lifelong held trauma, patterns, way of thinking, fears, and she integrated it there and then. And it was so helpful for everyone. And it was also, of course, the moment when I let go completely the need that I've got to be liked by my clients. So it was extremely powerful experience, but it was only because all of us in the room, and of course, including myself, because everyone was like looking at me like, hello, coach. Okay, there you go, deal with it. It was acknowledging that we co-created this. I co-created this. And this is invitation for me to get something out of this, to hold client in higher potential, in better, stronger energy, and help them through so they can grow here. Okay. So need to be liked. That's one of the things is, and I will finish with this, it's essential for us coaches, change makers, anyone who works with facilitating some form of transformation. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go, because the truth is, when we work facilitating transformation, it can happen that the client may not like you or even turn against you throughout your coaching relationship as they get out of the comfort zone, as they may. That's also one of the ways how their deepest held shadow may come up, resurface, through projecting it onto yourself. It might happen. And that's, again, invitation for powerful freaking transformation, right? So we've got to let go of it. So I would like you to reflect here just a little bit, where are you with that, with your need to be liked? Because when we have that need functioning and in the background in our energy, we cannot be at our full power. We cannot function as the queens of our lives and as the most powerful coaches and change makers. We cannot. So all that being said, wrapping it up, do not shoot the messenger. These uncomfortable experiences, if they happen, it's really gift or invitation to let go of something, welcome something, and serve clients in a even more powerful way, and respond to client and serve them only when you integrate it. So do not go back to client with that hurt or anger or anything like that. Only when you integrate it and you see the gift, that's when you respond to client, and do not break your boundaries when you do so. Hopefully this was helpful. Do let me know. And I just like to let you know that for those of you that would love a little bit of my support for the rest of this year to bring a ton more ease and flow and impact into your business, I'm getting something juicy ready for you next week, something to do with masses of manifestation and magic. So keep your eyes peeled on the inbox, especially if you're on our newsletter. And I love you so, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.